So this is chapter 5, Going Pro, the Butterfly King, um, of the Butterfly King. Seattle never really gained back his ability to play the game, but he read about Kasparov theory on Google. Everyone can unlock his/her untapped cognitive potential with the right keys. Programming seemed to be that key because of the way that he was wired. Susy went on to become a junior chess champion at the national level. Everybody was really proud of her, but her ability to function on her own as she aged into adulthood would continue to deteriorate for a time from her schizoaffective disorder. She dropped out of college her sophomore year after skipping through most of high school. They had developed a new medicine at that time after she had regressed from the psychosis, yeah, which was also given to Seattle, and it was designed to reverse the regressive effects of psychosis in adults with schizophrenia, and it had just been developed. And so Susie, eventually in her late 20s and early 30s, after having a young daughter named Emily, reattended the and a young son named James, reattended the local community college, transferring to SIU Edwardsville, where she studied English of all subjects because she had developed an interest in poetry during high school that had stuck with her because of one of her favorite teachers. Her favorite poets were Maya Angelou, Henry Cole, and Dr. Seuss. She also was quite fond of Alfred Lord Tennyson and loved rereading The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Seattle went through the new advancements in rapid eye movement desensitization and magnetic therapy and a few other advancements that had come out after both of those. And like I said, he never fully regained his childhood memories. But he married a woman named Margaret, whom he fell madly in love with in his 30s, and they moved in together and got married and bought a house. Susie wrote a book of her memoirs in the mental health system. Josh became an old man, and he too got married to a chemist from Granite City who had specialized in metallurgy. And he eventually passed away. He had started his own app startup with Seattle that is today worth several $1 million on the tech market. And Seattle, in his later years, after working with Josh's company as the head programmer, went and taught at MIT in Boston as he continued to try new advancements in therapy for schizophrenia to regain memories that he had lost. He solved several open problems while studying in his professorship and died in the year 2082 while at an art gallery where Susie was doing an open poetry reading. She had not really been recognized internationally until then. She put her poetry up on YouTube. She was a real big hit in France, and after her life was over, her work reemerged along with several articles she had never published, which were written about chess games that she had newly invented. The book sold over 2 million copies, and she had actually co-authored a lot of it with her brother Seattle. Her memoirs reemerged a couple years later, and they actually had a museum exhibit on the family at St. Louis History Museum. It was pretty cool, and I went with my great-granddaughter, Susie Seattle, and got to show her where Grandpa and Aunt Susie had lived and what all they had achieved throughout their lifetime. Then we took a plane out to Boston to visit our summer home. My mother named me the Butterfly King after this quote from Susy's interview when she came in second at Nationals. When Ina was alive, she used to take me to the Butterfly House in St. Louis with Seattle, and she would have us look up at the butterflies and she would say, "Look, Susy, it's the Butterfly King." And I remember my brother was holding a king chess piece the first time and the last time she said it. The end.